This morning I did something pretty cool. I managed to shift myself into different psychedelic states without taking any psychedelics. This is because you are the psychedelic. And when you take enough psychedelics, you tend to realize the fact that a lot of the altered states that they put you in are actually self-attainable. They already exist within you. I mean, if you think about it, when you take a psychedelic, all it's doing is it's turning off certain parts of your brain and rewiring how you think. So, that being said, everything you need is actually up here already. All you've got to do is trigger it. Now, I've said this before in many of my other videos, whereby I say that, if you smoke cannabis, you can actually, just by thinking about smoking cannabis, feel kind of high. And it's the same with alcohol, The reality is you can induce a placebo effect. Now, placebo effect doesn't mean that it's fake or that it's false. Really what that means is through suggestibility, you're able to remember a state of being. And that makes all the difference because, again, like I've said many times on my YouTube channel, your body can't tell the difference between your imagination and what's actually happening. If you remember something that terrified you as a kid, you'll actually physically get scared. Even if you try not to, you'll jump. A part of you will feel like it's actually happening right now. Okay? That's not fake. That response, that's real. That's biochemistry at its best. And so, just by remembering some type of psychedelic experience or an astral projection experience, your body will start to produce the same hormones, the same internal chemistry, fire your brain along the same circuits, and you'll actually have that type of experience. I really want to move you away from thinking that the word placebo means false, just in case you have that in your imagination already, that idea that placebo means fake. Because ultimately, the word placebo, the definition needs to change, what it means. It's basically a direction. It's an intention that you're able to hold and have happen because you've done it before. It's kind of like you know how to ride a bike. And so your friend gives you a bike that's a little bigger, but you know how to ride a bike. And so you have that expectation, you've done it before. You sit on the bike, your body just knows what to do. And it's far more easier to ride a bike because, again, you've got that experience. That's really what placebo is. It's just nothing more than you telling the body what's going to come and you setting yourself up for that type of experience. And so I was laying down and I closed my eyes and I started doing some meditations because I was bored. And I did an internal reality meditation, okay? And I'm going to talk about the meditations that I did before I get to the psychedelic ones. I did an internal reality meditation, which is basically where you lay down and you think about your worries, you think about your problems, you think about the headspace that you're in, and you just anticipate a voice, some type of inner dialogue that's going to guide you through your problems. And I let this voice come through. I was very receptive, and it's a part of my subconscious mind. It's something I'm used to doing. I called it fishing for answers in my Speaking to Your Spirit Guides video on my YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description below if you want to figure out how to do that. But it doesn't just connect you to spirit guides, it also connects you to parts of your subconscious mind. And so there are parts of me that know what's best for me and for other people around me. There are parts of me that know exactly how to get out of specific tough spots in life. And sometimes it's hard for me to connect to these parts of myself when I'm feeling overwhelmed. And so I lay down in my bed and I just have that expectation for this part of me to kind of chime in and give me advice when I'm thinking about each little dilemma that I might be going through. And when I do that laying down, it becomes so strong that I actually end up being pushed into my mind where I'm seeing parts of my subconscious mind actually demonstrating things to me. It can be showing me my memories of the past and being like, look, if you look at it this way, this actually happens. You'll feel better about it if you just take into consideration this, that, and the third, something you might not have been able to do. And so I did that, and I was having fun. Like, I was doing it a lot. But then I kind of got a little bored again, and I just kind of shut it all down, just thought about it, because I'm connected to these parts of my mind. So I just kind of let it just fade out. And I'm in that nice, empty, hypnagogic-like space, but inside my mind. And I'm in this blank space where I'm completely not aware of my physical body. I'm really inside my head. But nothing's playing. There's no play on. There's no movie showing. And I'm like, okay, I've got all of this room to play with. Let's lose my mind, I think to myself. And that was very easy to do. Because I know what that feels like on psychedelics. And so I thought to myself, okay, let's just pull everything apart. And let's have experiences that make me think differently. That take me on a journey. A journey whereby I won't be the same. Matter of fact, I'm going to change many times over in order to understand and be able to perceive many concepts. And so with that intention in mind, I then went from being in that blank space to seeing the darkness in that blank space, and then seeing the imagery that came up out of the darkness. And you can do this also. All you got to do is sit in your room, pitch black room, and stare at the dark. That will increase the production of DMT within your mind. And if you are able to influence a significant amount within your pineal gland, you get a nice DMT dump. You'll experience a psychedelic-like trip. Or you'll astral project, or you'll have your third eye open. More commonly, often than not, your third eye opens up. And so I do this inside my mind, and I start to see all of these shapes and geometries coming in, from the woodwork, so to speak. And I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I wanted. And then very freaking quickly, it just goes. And I'm on this journey of a psychedelic-like experience. And it's very much LSD-like. The first time I figured this out was about 2 months ago. And I was so stuck in this journey that it was way more intense than any other psychedelic I've ever done in my life, including the astral projections that I've done within my life. Because I haven't been doing psychedelics my entire life. I really haven't. For the most part, I've been doing other things, other mental practices that don't require any type of external substance. I've only really been doing psychedelics within the past two-ish years. And so I've kind of added it to my roster of abilities, because as I'm there and I'm going through this psychedelic LSD-like trip, I'm getting what I need, and I think to myself, okay, let's try ayahuasca. And I take a step back and respect ayahuasca, and then everything turns into ayahuasca geometry, and it literally feels like I'm in a ceremony. And then I'm like, well, that was pretty cool. Let's do magic mushrooms. And then that starts to happen. And then I get to this space where I realize something that I figured out whilst I was on ayahuasca, and that is that ayahuasca is a placebo. Ayahuasca was put here on Earth because a lot of people don't believe in their ability to achieve these altered states. They're much more inclined to enter these altered states if they put all of their faith in an external substance, such as ayahuasca, or an identity around ayahuasca, the plant itself. And so, the vine. And so it's hitting me, and I'm standing there, and I'm thinking, I can do this every day of my life. I can teach this. I'm free from having to need anything outside of me to enter into another quality of a state. Having that mobility to be able to shift into these dynamic altered states will allow you to fix not only past life trauma, but ancestral trauma. When it comes to the bloodline, you can actually also heal traumas within your family. I heard of a story where a woman did something. I was actually with her at Rhythmia, and she managed to heal her connection with her daughter. And then she had a phone call the next day, and then it was from her daughter. And they connected in ways that they hadn't in a long period of time. Almost as if they never had the traumas or the events take place before that drove a wedge between their relationship. And so, can you imagine being able to just lay down in bed and do that? to be able to go back and to see how far back your lineage actually goes. Be able to go as far back as you want. There is no limit. So that's where I'm at today. I've been spending a lot of time developing my mind. It feels like I'm at level 8, like I've been turned way up from like a level 2 to 3. And my 2 was enough to drive some people crazy. So I've been dealing with a lot recently. And I've been quite excited because whenever I take these trips away from social media, I end up developing in such a way whereby the next time I come around, full circle, I have so much more to teach, which then in turn allows my subscribers and followers and my students to up their game dramatically. So being a walking psychedelic, if I do everything right, will be the next destination for you all. I'm Ryan James Cropper. If you want to get up to date with yourself already, as it pertains to the information on my YouTube channel, be that you want to get skilled with astral projection, manifestation, memory mastery, that's a good one. And you can do so by checking out my website, ryancropper.com. I have online courses there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit that bell notification in order to be notified of when I do post new videos. I've got some big changes happening. I'm excited to tell you all. Speak to you all soon. Peace.